Previously on AOR.
Hello, Box subscribers and viewers, and a huge welcome to Interlagos for the much-delayed final race of the Season 7 PC Split 1 Championship for Apex Online Racing. I'm, of course, Justin.
And I'm Mikko.
And we're very excited to be bringing you this last race of Season 7. This video was delayed because of issues with my internet, which has since been cleared up. So we're not expecting any delays of this nature for future videos, and I do sincerely apologize. It was an issue for quite a while. About a week or so, but it has been cleared up. Everything's been taken care of, so it should be smooth sailing from here on out. Now, at this point in the season, just to remind you guys, Alex Gillen has already won the championship, and Onage has already been confirmed for second place. However, the two firsts, Fat First and Jack First, are going to be battling for third. Not much separating the two of them, and Miko has a little battle with Raiden going on in the championship for sixth.
Yeah. And apologies from my part as well. I believe your internet was like it had 50% packet loss or something, so
Yeah.
uploading isn't like very easy.
Yeah, I mean, it took the entire week really just to get those videos over to your computer. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, like 50% packet loss. Sometimes it was even worse than that. So it was, I mean, I couldn't even really play things. I could hardly browse websites. I mean, it was taking a few minutes just to load Twitter, so it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and what were your feelings going to Brazil?
Still, I'm still using the left foot braking. So really, Brazil is just more practice for my left foot braking. So I'm not expecting a strong finish here. It's a track I really like, though. I really like the flowing tracks with the flowing corners. I really don't enjoy like 90-degree corners. And Interlagos is a very flowing circuit. I love the hills, the change of altitude, the climb up the hill, the Senna S. It's just it's all fantastic. But again, with the left foot braking, that's gonna hinder me a little bit. It is a wet qualifying, and we're doing the side-by-side comparison here, going down into turn 1. Miko taking a little bit more curb actually at turn 1 and 2, and it looks like that's actually helped you quite a bit. It looks like you're already a tenth or two up at the beginning of the lap. As we see, Keepla does a 1:11.0. It's a very quick lap from Keepla there. Going through into sector 2 now. Love this section. I love the double apex. This is the Curva de Sol or Curva Grande. This is the Curva de Sol, I think it is. The double apex right-hander there. And taking, again, lots of curb, very heavy on the curb. And again, hugging the inside of the curb there. You can see I went out a little bit wide. I was a little scared of touching the curbs. And that, again, might be due to the new nature of the left foot braking for me. I'm a little concerned about locking. Again, you can see me very taking a lot of curb there, a lot of inside curb, because that's more bumpy than it is slippery. But I'm very wary of the outside curbs, and you have, pulled out quite a gap, actually. Well over a second for sure to get a 1:11.7, which is a very impressive result. That's good enough for 6th. And unfortunately, I was last with a 1:13. I was 0.8 off of Tremium, who qualified in 10th. So clearly the left foot braking even a little bit more of an issue for me in this race because of the wet weather conditions. I was probably being a little bit... I don't remember the circumstances now as well, because this has been so long. But I don't remember if that was my one good lap, or I think I may have had some offs. I don't remember exactly. But I'm actually not going to be starting from last, and that is because Alex Gillen is not even qualifying. I don't believe Onage is qualifying either, right? They're both starting from the back of the grid?
Yeah, that's right.
So that'll be a nice challenge for the two drivers who are already confirmed first and second in the championship. So they're going to be start from the back, and it looks like it's going to be a dry race after that very wet qualifying on the inters. Is 0% chance of rain for the race here, and we're going to be taking a look at the strategy. It is a two-stop. A lot of people are going to be running the options once and the primes twice. Because qualifying was wet, though. It means everybody has as much tires as they want. If they want to do 3 option stints and a prime stint, they could do that if they wanted to. But tire wear really not too much of an issue at this track.
No, not really. And just I reduced the camber a little bit from the front tires. It is definitely a front limited track, but there's not too much issues with the tires overall compared to some other tracks, because there's not so many long corners where the tires would be hurting too much.
Yeah, it's a short lap as well, and also I don't think I know there's not a lot of physics going on in F1 2013, but I know in real life I don't think the track is as abrasive as other circuits, which may have something to do with the age of it. I'm not really sure, but so here we are at the grid, starting from 6th and 11th. Just ahead of you, you got Ryden, who is your rival in the championship at the moment. Just ahead of him, Granu, and then Jack first ahead of him. You got Ryan L83 just behind. 5 lights. And we're out and we're racing, and it's a very short run down to turn 1. I don't imagine you'll be making up much more places than just Ryden. You are going to have the inside line here, but whoa, as we got Tremium ghosting through you a little bit there, and it looks like there may have been a little bit of contact, and you do end up moving and taking Ryden's position, moving yourself up into P5. You got a great run on Granu here, and is he going to move to the inside to be defensive? Nope, you got the inside line now. Used quite a bit of curves. Curves, and there's a little bit of contact with Granu there. I think you may have had a little bit of a tap from Ryan behind.
Yeah, I think so, and I think we'll see plenty of more taps from Ryan behind. But I don't know if there was lag or something, but certainly something was wrong with my game as well, because I had also in qualifying I had a problem with recording, and it was just making my driving that much more difficult for myself.
Yeah, absolutely. It clearly seems to be doing some strange things, because Ryan typically very careful, respectful driver. He does a lot of iRacing, obviously, where safety rating is a big factor, and so he's usually very good about that sort of thing. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's some sort of connection issue. Oh gosh! And there's a big hit from Ryan going into turn 1, and I heard him immediately on the comms, and I think he's trying to let you by without letting other people by. It doesn't look like I'm pretty sure he could have grabbed that position off of you. And is that ownage already up alongside Ryan?
No, I think that's chicane.
Okay, I was gonna say, and there's been more contact. That is ownage.
That is ownage, yeah.
Ownage is already up into P5 after starting from the last row of the grid, and we're not even done with lap 2 yet. And is that Alex in the Ferrari behind?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, the two of them just scything through the field. Meanwhile, you're trying to handle Ryan, whose car just seems to be magnetically attached to yours. It seems like he just can't even really break away, but finally Alex is able to move ahead of Ryan, and that's giving you a little bit of a gap to the rear. We're going to jump on board with myself now, get a little bit better view of this action. Oh, and it looks like there's a McLaren gone off, and I think that was Tremium. I don't think that was Granu.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that was Furkang that hit the back of Ryan, so I think there must be some kind of issue with Ryan's connection or something, as Alex comes diving down my inside, going wheel to wheel to the first corner.
Very nicely defended, sir. And interestingly to note, though, Alex is actually on the prime tires currently.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Chicane coming as well.
Oh, man. I thought it was going to go 3 wide for a minute. Oh, no, there's contact between yourself and Chicane. It looks like Chicane's rear right wheel touched your front left wheel, and that spun you at turn 4, I believe that is. And that's going to drop you right down into last as we get a great view from my side. And I've actually moved up into 9th place now. I'm into the points after all of this action, and I'm actually doing quite a bit of fuel saving. You can see since jumping on board with me, I've been in lean for almost this entire Sector 2. So doing pretty well. I did get fresh tires, but of course everybody got fresh tires since qualifying was dry. So there's really no benefit of tires here for anybody. Really, it's just choice of tires. And at this point, I can tell you I was actually a little jealous that I had not chosen to go onto the prime tires for the first stint like Alex did, because with so many people spinning and stuff, I'm pretty sure I would have been in this exact same spot with the prime tires and could have maybe made up the positions later on. As we do lose connection to Ryan L83, so it looks like those connection issues did finally get the better of him, or they were just too bad and he disconnected. As Kifla sets a 111 already into the 111s, which was, of course, the qualifying time on the intermediates. But lots of stuff going on. Is that you all the way back going through Sector 1 right now? Okay, so you are quite a ways back in this race already.
Yeah, good job from Raiden. I think he spun in the first corner bit when Tremium ghosted through me, and I think he just bumped Raiden and he spun a little bit in the first corner. So good job from Raiden to recover, and also up to P7 already. Yeah,
very impressive. At this rate, certainly he's going to be challenging you for that sixth place in the championship. As we're coming to the end of lap 4, going to do the climb up the hill. It looks like I've gotten a pretty nice run on chicane here. Got about 50% of my curves left and using rich mix. Of course, there is the DRS here, but the DRS activation is way down all the way here.
Yep.
And it looks like he's already gotten the DRS on Raiden, so no chance of getting by. As Furkan Ozjan is right behind me now and looking to challenge for my P9. As chicane has gone very wide, and I've got DRS on him. He does have DRS though from Raiden. It just looks like he's lost a bit of pace, but no, I think he used a lot of curves though in order to defend after going wide through that corner, so he may be vulnerable at the end of the lap.
Yeah, I think so too. So already on lap 5 we got plenty of action here in the last race. Albeit I'm not sure if the leaders are battling, because
looks like they are actually. It looks like the top 4, pretty well bunched up, or the top 5 even actually.
Yeah, I want to say that's probably Kifla and Granu and the first pretty much who are battling. So
yep, and I think Alex and Onage are just catching up to that most likely.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet Alex or Onage is that car in P5 currently that's hounding the car in P4. It wouldn't surprise me at all, as we're coming to the end of lap 5 now. I've still got a lot to go left in this race, and I do get DRS off of chicane, just way too far back to do anything about it. So, there's a little bit of lockup into turn 1, and I missed my apex, and that's going to put Furkan right up behind me. And he's definitely going to get DRS. Thankfully, I get DRS off of chicane and use about 40% of my curves, and it looks like that is going to be enough to defend against Furkan at this time. And it looks like Raiden is pulling away a little bit. Chicane might be vulnerable if Raiden is able to pull him out of his DRS range. That might make chicane vulnerable to attack in the DRS zone. But he's pulled out quite a gap. Oh, as I get another lockup and go wide, and Furkan's going to go up the inside, but I've got the inside line for this next corner. And he just slots right back in behind me, but clearly he can see that I am struggling.
Yeah, and this track is the braking zones are not you don't usually brake full brake to these corners.
As I pull a Sergio Perez and block both front tires and just go right off the track. Thankfully not too far off the track, so I am able to rejoin just behind Furkan, but that is I've definitely lost out on the position, and I don't think I've gotten DRS. Oh, I do get DRS, well that's nice.
Yeah, I think you just accidentally put your
Oh no! Oh god!
What is this?
It looks like Furkan's had a little bit of a spin. I did my best to try to avoid it, but I ended up hitting him square on, which actually I think straightened his car out to his benefit. But unfortunately, Tremium got a little bit caught up in that, and actually it looks like it's going to help Tremium more than anybody else in this situation, as I've actually lost the position and dropped out of the points. And I've got now you catching up to me.
Yeah, there's still a big gap from myself to you, so and it looks like Tremium's lost that to yourself.
Yep,
but
it looks like I've held on to that position in the meantime. He did get in front, but he might have gone wide through turn 4. I think is what happened. So I managed to grab that position back in the meantime, but the gap is closing down. All this battling between the three of us and the fact that I hit Furkan dead on, that's definitely allowed you to catch up a little bit. It's only 5.2 seconds to Tremium currently, and there's just under 30 left remaining.
And if you compare the fastest lap, that's I think it's Kifla's time. I think it was like 1:11.3 or something.
Yeah.
And my best is 1:12, so clearly off the pace at this point. So.
Yep, and it looks like Tremium has used DRS and possibly some Kurs, and he has moved ahead of me. As the three of us, Furkan, Tremium, and myself, are all moving through Sector 2 now, and in pretty close proximity. I probably saved some Kurs, and I'm going to try and retake the position at the end of the lap, is the most likely scenario there. And let's see what the gap looks like at the next split between us. Of course, it's going to have the gap glitch now because I'm the next car, but we can get a little bit of an idea. It certainly looks like you're closing up on us. You can actually kind of see me in the distance in certain corners. I imagine you'll be seeing my car as we come around this corner. Nope, just out of view still. Nope, you can actually see me climbing the hill now, so you're definitely closing in. It says 3.8, and it's probably a little bit larger than that, so it's probably about 4.5, so you gained at least half a second on us, though. It looks like I've got DRS at the moment, but I'm not sure if Tremium is getting DRS off of Furkan at the moment.
And I was running pretty short gears, actually, so...
I noticed that.
With DRS, I was pretty much running out of straight line speed, so passing isn't gonna be easy.
Yeah, I noticed that your gears were pretty much default, what you would start with normally.
Yeah, not a great choice, but I didn't do too much practice, so.
Well, in this in this middle sector, it certainly would be a benefit, and under braking as well, it would be a benefit. So you're going to be strong in certain areas, but of course, the #1 passing location is that run down to turn 1. And with the short gears, you're right, that's going to be very difficult. As I managed to get back past Tremium now, I'm not sure if he had a mistake or if that's just pure pace, but I managed to get back into the points, and it's looking like a nice little battle is forming between the two of us, but unfortunately that's allowed Furkan to pull out a gap, so it looks like he is safely in P9 as we see the first cars starting to pit at the end of lap 9 here.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm pitting right now, so I think I even asked you because we didn't have too much time to plan our pit stop, so...
Yeah, I do believe you did ask me.
Yeah, during the race, so just making sure that we don't double stack and do the same thing we've done a couple of times.
Not too bad though. I mean, at this
2 times, I think.
At this point, I think we've done. This is our 33rd race together, I think. So we've done quite
something like that.
Yeah, so you know, it's only happened like 2 or 3 times out of 33, which is not bad at all. So after your pits, you've gone onto the prime tires, and you're still behind Tremium. I've continued on. I did not pit, so it looks like Tremium is going to try and undercut me, which I expect will probably be successful.
You can see in that corner that we just went through, I'm taking a lot of curve, and that's the real F1 style that they usually do. They just completely understeer over the curb.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I thought I'd give it a try, and it felt pretty good.
So here I am pitting 1 lap later on lap 10, and I believe I'm going to be going onto the prime tires. Yep, I sure am going onto the prime tires. And this is going to drop me back into 11th or 12th, almost certainly behind Tremium, possibly in front of you, but it looks like you're coming into turn 1 now as I'm coming out of the pit exit. And I'm still in lean at the moment, which is not what I need. I think you're right alongside. We're going to be coming side by side as I exit the pits. And we're going to switch to your view, and we are indeed side by side. And it looks like I've got the inside line. Lots of room given, but nope, you were able to carry more speed. My tires were very cold after just coming out of the pits, so you're able to carry more speed through that corner and move yourself up into P11. And hopefully can keep pushing and catch up to Tremium. It certainly appears that you have at least the pace on Tremium. You caught us pretty good, but we were battling, so that certainly helped. But I expect that you'll be able to at least catch him and harass him and possibly get yourself up into the points, which would be very nice for at least one of the Saubers to be into the points, because it certainly looks like my pace just isn't quite there. And I'm getting a lot of locking as well. I don't remember what I used as far as brake bias goes, but I'm already dropping back quite a bit from you. I probably will get DRS, but I'm way too far back to do anything about it.
Yeah, you can sometimes see in the corners my recordings it's looking like it's like there's this little jumping forward and slowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so it was kind of bugging me in the race as well. So it's I don't know if it's affecting the frame rate, which has in the past affected the
performance.
The performance and sometimes even the feeling in my steering wheel. So it's kind of a strange feeling, and certainly doesn't help the driving, the sensation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's probably the number one thing about setup that people don't really realize. A lot of people will ask, you know, what's a good setup for this track? You know, what's the killer setup for this track that's going to allow me to do this and do that? But I mean, you got to do 36 laps at this track, so the setup it's got to feel good. You have to be confident through the corners, regardless of the lap time. Otherwise, you're just gonna have problems. As Jack first puts in a 111.2, we're about a third through this race now, and currently running in last and second to last. So hasn't been a great race so far for Sauber, but there's still plenty of time for at least one of us to move up into the position, points-paying positions. And currently running in rich at the moment, trying to get a nice run on you. I did not get DRS. So I have already dropped out of the DRS zone, as we're going to skip ahead now to lap 17. And you've got DRS on Furkan. It looks like Furkan is making a move on Tremium. So at some point here, Furkan dropped back behind Tremium, and he's trying to get back past him.
Might have come out of the pits.
Yeah, possibly.
A long first thing.
Possibly, yeah, something like that. I'm not really sure what happened there. Yeah, I think maybe he went onto the primes at the start, and now he's just put on a second set of the primes. I would mention now, as we can see how far back I've dropped at this point, really far back. It's probably at least a 10-second gap or so. It was, it looks like Furkan and Tremium aren't quite sure. That was a little bit of an awkward moment as far as, oh no, and we lose connection to Ownage. That is really, really, really unfortunate. Final race of the season, and he's 50% through the race and gets a disconnect. That is really unfortunate for Ownage. Again, this was all for fun as far as Ownage is concerned. Sorry to be mentioning this while Tremium and Furkan are going side by side, and it looks like Furkan's had a little bit of a poor exit through that final corner, and that's allowed Tremium and you to move ahead of him, or Tremium staying ahead. And it looks like, he's got the inside line now as you dip your wheels into the grass a little bit, and he's going to take that position. Both of you are going to get DRS just behind Tremium here.
Getting a good slipstream here, but as we said, the straight line speed isn't there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you were keeping up with him, but yeah, there was no way of getting by. You did save a lot of curves though, which should be good later on, as these guys are actually going to go side by side again through that long double apex right-hander, and it looks like Tremium is going to edge him out just barely once again. Furkan having a really hard time getting by the McLaren, and you're just kind of sitting back. It seems like you're almost waiting for these two guys to just crash each other out.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm doing a lot of fuel saving. I was already in -1 fuel at this stage, so for me it seemed like a fuel limited track.
Yeah, absolutely. And you did get a little bit of a poor exit through that last corner, but you had so much curves that you're able to stick with these guys. And again, they're going to be going side by side. Not quite. No, Tremium just edges him out slightly, grabbing the inside line for turn one. Oh, he gets a massive oversteer. Your tires are only 10 laps old. That's really surprising, actually. I imagine you're not going to be pitting again until at least lap 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, something like that. I think there's been some contact even between Furkan and Tremium, and Tremium has lost the position. But maybe just trying a little bit too hard on the Senaisis and losing the rear.
Yeah, you were getting a little bit of a dirty air effect through there. It's so strange when you get oversteer in these F1 cars. It's such a strange feeling, an unnatural feeling, as you're just, wow, just using all of the track right there, just barely missing out. Oh no, as we lose connection to Furkan. Well, that has moved both Saubers into the points, so it's going to be a double points finish for Sauber, because finishing in last will even get me a point, at least at this point. It should be noted, past couple of laps, actually, I've been keeping up with you guys pretty well. The gap time has actually been going down, and it would be increasing as time goes on. So all this battling and contact and oversteer is actually allowing me to catch up ever so slightly. We're talking maybe a second at most, as I lost a few tenths through that final sector. But I'm keeping up pretty decently well. Just unfortunately, I think it's too little too late with a gap that size and only 15 laps remaining.
Tremium had a little off track there. Pretty much keeping up with him, but clearly not exactly faster. Probably is the accurate. Maybe a little bit faster, but pretty much evenly paced.
Yeah, and with the short gears, even being faster, you know, isn't gonna get you by him, because you need that straight line speed to move your car past him. There's no chance that you're gonna pass him in sector 2 at any point, unless, you know, his tires have hit some sort of cliff or something like that. And both of you pit on the same lap, so his tires are the exact same health as your tires currently. So
got a good run on him here.
Very good run on him here. End of lap 21, and he's gonna go defensive to the inside. You're gonna have the outside line activating DRS, bouncing off the limiter now. Braking down for turn 1, braking a little bit later than him, but you got a lock on the inside tire, and that pushed you out wide, and he's going to hang on to that position.
And not to give myself any compliments, but well saved.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I could have went into the runoff, but just kept it on the track.
Yeah, you really only lost like maybe 0.3 of a second as a result of that enormous lockup. So yeah, very well saved, absolutely. Especially in this game, a lockup in F1 2013 is just, I mean, it'll just completely destroy your race in some some situations. So right back behind him, getting that dirty air effect, getting some oversteer through sector 2. And it looks like he's completely missed the apex. There's a little bit of contact. I see you let off the gas to let him back through, though. He definitely knows you're there now, though.
Yeah, trying to keep close.
Ooh.
Whoa. Trying to keep as close as possible in these last 3 corners to get a good run on the main straight. But
it really seems like both of you are struggling with your tires, as he's going to pit at the end of this lap. It looks like there's somebody else in the pits as well. It looks like that's Chicane. So Chicane and Tremium both pitting at the end of lap 22, which means they're going to have to do a 14-lap stint on, I sure hope they're putting on the primes anyway, because I wouldn't really want to do 14 laps on the option tires. A couple of things that I wanted to mention earlier. I'm doing a little bit of a different strategy. My tire wear is really not bad at this track at all, so I'm actually running double option stints. I'm still stopping twice, but I'm stopping once for the primes, which I'm on currently, and then I'll be stopping a second time, I believe on lap 24 or 25 for the options. Maybe 26 at the latest, but somewhere around there. So I'm going to run a final late race option stint. Oh no, as you lock your inside wheel, couldn't save it that time. Actually, you did kind of save it. That wasn't too bad, all things considered, but that did push you out quite a bit. You probably lost a second and a half going through there, and Chicane is actually catching up to you despite being in the pits at the end of last lap, and I gotta imagine you are pitting right now.
Let's see.
Wow.
Still continue. I really wanted to pit, but I just wanted to just edge out this stint a little bit and get those options in the end.
And you got Ryden coming out of the pits ahead of you, but he's going to have fresh tires, and he seems to have really good pace in this race, actually. So Ryden is going to stay ahead of you, with your tires in their current state. No chance of really catching up to him. So pretty much a pit stop down from Ryden, actually. as he's running very well in this race. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this was Onage's final race with AOR. Onage is moving on to Formula Sim Racing, I believe is what it's called, FSR.
Yep.
And he's going to be doing the F1 league with them, and he's going to be focusing more on sim racing, which is also something that I am kind of doing as well. I figure this is as good a moment as any to mention to you guys that Miko and myself will not actually be racing in AOR for Season 8. But we are going to be making videos. We're going to be making even better videos, actually. Much like FizzyFan does on the Xbox side of things, as Miko does pit at the end of lap 24 finally. And, oh, you're going to go on to the options as well, so you're running the same strategy as myself. Very interesting. I do believe, yeah, I continued on. So I'm going to be pitting at the end of lap 25 or 26 for my final option stint. Yeah, I think that was the way to go. You only had to do an extra lap or two, and that really allows you to put on the option tires for the final stint. So, you lose a couple of seconds in your prime stint, but you gain probably 10 seconds or so by going to the options for the final stint instead of the primes. So that has dropped you down into last temporarily, but I have yet to pit, so when I pit, that'll move you up into 9th. And you only got a 6-second gap to Tremium, and you are now on a way faster tire than him. So it's looking like you may even be able to make up some positions in this race here.
Yeah, but I did lose some valuable time, 6 seconds during his fresh. He was on the fresh tires,
right?
So 6 seconds even with the he gained with the undercut, so it's gonna be tough catching up.
Yeah, you're gonna need about 6 or 7 tenths per lap every lap in order to really catch him and pass him. You only need about half a second a lap to catch him by the end of the race, but you need to pass him as well, obviously. So you're gonna need about 6 or 7 tenths. But I think the option tire can provide that for at least a few laps. At least 6 laps, something like that. And I do pit indeed at the end of lap 25. Okay, good. Yeah, I've already crossed the finish line. So yeah, we are going to be making videos for Season 8. We're not going to be racing. We're going to be focusing instead on providing quality videos for Split 1. They're going to be very much like these videos, but with more of everything. More drama, more comedy, more interesting things, more points of view, more comparisons, more replays, just more of everything, more guest commentators. It's going to be really good. We're going to do previously on type of things. So it's going to be very interesting. It should be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to it. So you guys definitely want to stay tuned, because actually the first race of Season 8 is coming up on April 27th. And then we should have our first video of Season 8 up by May 4th, May 5th, May 6th, something like that. It's the first video of the season, so it might take a little bit longer versus the later ones in the season. But it's going to be a lot of the same stuff and a lot of new stuff as well. So we're going to be focusing more on the commentary and video making side of things, and a little bit less on the racing. We will still be doing racing, certainly. I'm still going to be racing PRL with the iRacing stuff. I'm going to keep on doing that, and just more sim racing stuff. So the channel will become a little bit more focused. As you do the fastest lap of the race, a 109.783. So clearly,
Hooray, go for me.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, and here it is, lap 30 only, and you are already within DRS range of Tremium, who is on those prime tires, I gotta believe, based on how early he stopped.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's see if my lesser straight line speed is gonna allow me past. I am in DRS range already, so
you really need a good. You need a good
still
exit.
in minus one fuel. Yeah.
Yeah. You're still doing fuel saving. 6 tenths behind, gained another 3 tenths in that first sector. And
taking that turn 4 really aggressively.
And you did save a lot of curves, yeah, which is exactly what you need to do. You're really setting them up for the pass here. You're using these option tires to good effect to really close down this gap, so that the final corner, it's not really the final corner, but the last real corner of this track, which is coming up in just a second here, you need a really, really good exit. And I think you need the inside line for turn 1 if you're going to make this move stick.
Yeah. He's been blocking that inside line
very well.
I'm trying to pass. So
yeah, he's defending it very well. Yeah, and he did not get that great exit coming out of the corner, unfortunately. You're closing in on him currently in the slipstream with the shorter gears and the better acceleration. But unfortunately, the DRS just is not improving your top speed at all. And he does actually, he doesn't defend it that time. He stays to the outside, but unfortunately just not close enough to actually pull alongside and affect his line through the corner. But you got an excellent run out of the Senna S's, and you got the inside line going into turn 4, going to be going side by side. You should be able to break a little bit later than him, and you do. And this is your opportunity right now, here and now. You need to pull out a massive gap to Tremium in Sector 2 of this 32nd lap right now.
Yeah, but still, I'm in critical. Pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna be running out of fuel if I don't do a lot of fuel saving, but still trying to keep him behind. So it's gonna be tough 4 laps until the end.
Absolutely, and this is right around where the option tires would stop being faster than the primes. Is it about this health? So his tires are not going to be the slower tire to be on for much longer here. And you have pulled out an excellent gap on him, 8/10 to Tremium now, as you're crossing the line to end lap 32, and he is way too far back. Yeah, he was only able to pull out a 10th actually on that straight. So it looks like your short gear is not hindering you as badly as you may have expected. They seem to may have even helped you pull away from him in spite of that DRS. Again, the DRS zone though is very short in that first sector. It's really this second DRS activation, or I guess you could call this one the first one, but it's that one that's after the Senna S's that's really the one you got to worry about, because that's the longer one. But again, really didn't seem to have any problem pulling away from him. It was about 8/10 at the split for Sector 1, Sector 2. And we're going to be coming up to the Sector 3 split momentarily here, and it doesn't look like you've gotten him out of DRS quite.
He's pretty close still, so let's see. It's looking like chicane is too far to reach.
4 thousandths out of DRS range. You got a really good corner that time, actually. You didn't have any oversteer when you put the power down, and I think that might be enough, especially with the lower gears, the curves. I think that may have been enough to get him out of your DRS. And yep, I don't see him closing down. Oh no, it is 0.880 though. Either he got DRS or he just got a nice slipstream in conjunction with the longer gears. But he is sticking with you.
Let's see this on the straight if he closed me down at all. Well, I don't use my rear view mirror this time, but a little wide there.
A little wide there, yep. Nothing too major, but yeah, it really doesn't seem like he's able to challenge. But again, you are at -1 fuel, so and these corners probably are the ones where you need to be doing a little bit of fuel saving. Are you in standard at the moment? I think you're in standard currently.
I think I'm in lean.
Oh, okay, good.
Because but just need
there
to
we
get
go.
a good exit
yep,
from
as you go out from lean to standard.
A good exit from this corner here.
As you lock your inside wheel.
A little bit of a lock. Yeah.
Got to go to Rich to defend.
Yeah, let's see if he got a better exit than me. Certainly the prime's lasting. Yeah,
he is closer.
Much closer now.
He is much closer than previous laps. Yeah, he's only 2/10 behind now. Penultimate lap of the race right now, lap 35 of 36. And he's so close, we're actually getting a proximity arrow, and you're using lots of curves, 60% of your curves after the Senna S. And he is in the slipstream. He does have the DRS, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make the pass happen on this lap. And very nicely through that turn 4. That was very, very smooth through there. No problems going wide at the exit there. As you go to lean, try and get some more fuel saving done in this Sector 2. Really not accelerating through this. You're just kind of carrying speed through those corners. And then it's a lot of braking. And then it's a little bit of an acceleration through here, but there's no chance for him to get by you. So again, a great location to do some fuel saving. And then really coming out of this corner is the first place that you would consider maybe not being in lean anymore, as you do go to standard. But got a lot of curves, but maybe not as much as previous laps. It is now 8/10. He is going to get DRS, but he does appear to have dropped back a little bit in that tight and twisty middle sector.
But he is relatively close, so if he has some spare fuel to use, he could be challenging me from the
Oh, as you get a
in the
little bit
last
of
lap.
lock up, you're actually going to do some fuel saving in the Senna S's here, and then I imagine you're going to be going straight back into rich or standard. And nope, you're just going to use a lot of Kers, and you're going to go to the inside defensive. He's going to be forced to go to the outside, and he has already flown by. He's already passed, but it looks like he's gone a little bit wide through that corner. That's going to put you right up alongside him. You're going to go to the outside, which is then going to become the inside line for this double right-hander Apex. Final lap of the race, and it looks like you have edged him out. The option tires, I think, just saved you.
Yeah, and that whole time I was in lean. So
Yep. Yep.
so magically got passed again, but still in -1. So let's see if I can reach the checkered flag before I run out of fuel.
That was amazing. Yeah, I got chills. That was fantastic stuff, especially on the final lap of the race. Battle for 8th and 9th, and you got the position currently. You're in lean. Oh no! Oh, you've already run out of fuel. Oh no! What a bummer! What a bummer! And unfortunately for me, your fuel didn't run out soon enough for me to make up any positions, as I am going to come around the final corner, and I am going to come home in the final spot, 10th place, last place. And I am as well at -1, but I have managed my fuel ever so slightly better than you did. And I'm going to go out in style with a full frontal impact at the start-finish line. So it is a double points finish for Sauber. Wow, look at that. The Red Bulls finish in third and fourth. Sauber finished in 9th and 10th, 2x2 for both of those teams. And Kifla gets the win ahead of Alex Gillen, who was less than a second behind. So very close finish there. And I'm not sure what that's going to do for the championship. We're going to have to actually take a look. But there was a battle between Jack First and Fat First again. That was for third. And Raiden does finish ahead of Miko, so we're going to have to see what that means for the championship as far as they're concerned. Interestingly enough, it says your time was +1 - laps. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe that's just further evidence of the issues that you were having during the race or during this weekend. Again, great job by Kifla. Get that win. Fantastic. Is that the first win of the season that wasn't Alex or Onage? No. No, Gaston had already won. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kifla moves up 2 positions actually. Raiden could not outscore you enough to take that P6, so you maintain that 6th place position, finish the championship in 6th. Raiden, however, though, because of Kifla's win, gets relegated down to 8th. But great job to Kifla, who gets his 2nd race win actually of the year, his 4th podium. Great job considering he only finished 5 races. So 4 out of 5 races were either 1st or 2nd for Kifla. Fantastic job for him. Again, Alex had already won the championship at this point, and then Onage had already finished in 2nd. Fat First does beat fellow German and teammate Jack First to finish 3rd in the championship. Very well done to him. Granu comes home in 5th, pretty much unchallenged behind. It was a pretty nice battle between 3rd, 4th, and 5th, the First and Granu, but in the end, Granu comes home in 5th. He will be back for next season as well as the Firsts. Again, that was Onage's final season, so he won't be back for season 8, but it should be still very interesting. In the end, I finished in 11th. Of course, had a couple of did not starts and disconnect and all that sort of thing, so not my best season for sure. Sauber in the end, though, does finish in 4th in the Constructors' Championship, with Ferrari coming home in 1st, only by 17 points, though, to Mercedes. Which actually, if Onage had finished 3rd in this race, then I think that would have meant Mercedes would have won. Nope, 2nd. He would have had to finish 2nd. Yeah, he would have had to finish 2nd. I apologize. Red Bull, though.
I think we've been in 4th position the whole season. It's felt like that.
I'm pretty sure it was 4th the entire season. So that's going to do it for this episode. Join us next time for the first race of Season 8 in Melbourne. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, we'll see you there.